Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another podcast episode to you guys today, man. Oh my God, there's so much things have, just recently changed. Um, so I'm glad to have those people that are coming in. Please come in. Feel free to say hi. Um, yeah, I would definitely appreciate you guys. And just to get the formalities out of the way, if you guys would like to try out US Mobile, scan the QR code here. I'll leave it up here just for a moment. And just scan this, sign up today, take advantage of the ability to have dual network connections. US Mobile's got some pretty good stuff going on, obviously, fully unlimited plans too as well. And so, yeah, definitely take advantage of that as definitely take advantage of that. But just give me a moment. Let me get more things set up here. We'll get right started here shortly. Sorry about that. Had an emergency phone call from my wife right now. Had to calm her down. I'll explain to you guys at the end of the live stream, right? Because this type of thing that my wife just went through right now, to me, is absolutely crap. But I'll explain it at the end of the podcast. So if you guys want to know what happened, don't leave. Don't miss it. Members, like I was saying, use a QR code, scan it, try out US Mobile, take advantage, dual network connectivity, fully unlimited plans. You're good to go with those if you want to do that. But also check the description as well for other promotions and stuff like that. Like I said, certain things change. Before I get into this whole discussion, between Boost Mobile and Google Fi as to what I think between the two, comparing the two. This was a requested topic, so hopefully I do it some justice. Hopefully, but anyways, hi guys, welcome. So my son and myself did something for my wife yesterday, okay, for Mother's Day, and both I don't know, it's weird. Both me and my son, we like appearance wise, we like a certain style. And I know my wife doesn't like it, like she always tells me that I look much older than what I should. I don't know. You guys can help me judge this by saying, but yesterday, my son was just like, hey, for Mother's Day, I want to make my mom, happy, because my wife is chaperoning a field trip tomorrow. So my son was like, give me a haircut. So, he wanted a haircut and he wanted it short. Really short. So I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm doing it for mom because mom doesn't like me with long hair, because his hair was kind of getting lengthy. It was like already down to halfway down his face, and he had like a little undercut going on. He could pull it back and put it up in a man bun, but he didn't like doing that. But he completely chopped it off, and I was like, hey, you know what? I decided to do the same thing. So I completely cut off my long hair and cut it down short. My wife says it makes me look younger. I don't know. I feel like I still look like I'm 42. So you guys tell me. Seeing how I looked before with like longer hair, to like having it really short. Do I look older or younger? I on the other hand feel weird because I don't have the long hair anymore. So I'm just like, you know, it's a lot lighter. I don't feel a lot of tension on my neck. So I'm just like, I'm cool with that, you know? I'll probably keep it short for a while. Maybe grow it just a little bit more like out and style it. I don't know. I like old school when it comes to hairstyles, okay? Like the late 90s hairstyles, like the whole spiked hair type of thing is like my thing. I don't know, there's some hairstyles that are done with short hair that I've been wanting to do for a while, and I guess I get to do it now. Now that my hair is shorter. I mean, I cut it short down just to let it grow out a little bit before I start to style it even more. Like I do my own haircuts. If people don't know, I cut my own hair. I don't go to the barber. I watch a ton of YouTube videos on how to style cut men's hair, right? One of my favorite YouTubers to watch is Andy Tran. He's a barber and also photographer. And I love watching his videos where he gives insights on like techniques, like, you know, how to taper, how to fade, how to do all those things. And the best ways to do it, what types of settings you should have on your clippers. Like I watch a ton of that, right? Like, if you guys don't know, I even watch a YouTuber named Bluemon who does like, you know, men's styling, like clothing wise, hair wise, just, you know, male grooming tips that are not, I mean, like, you know, the young generation, the younger men would definitely gravitate towards the style, but, you know, it's not like overly flamboyant type thing. It's not, you know, where if you're a 40-year-old guy, you're going to look fucking ridiculous, you know, dressing a certain way, wearing your hair a certain way, because it's, I don't want to say serious, but it's more like more broader, like, you know, more mature style. That's what I'm looking for. It's a more mature style. But anyways, that's not what this podcast is about. So, I'll talk more about these things at the end of the podcast, in the chill moment of the podcast, where it's just pretty much like this chill conversations. But we'll get into Boost Mobile versus Google Fi. Okay, Google Fi recently making changes, changing their plans, giving you more data for the same prices that you are currently paying. And of course, Boost Mobile trying to find its identity, trying to get itself up there. These are things that, you know, some people are just curious about. They're like, you know, should it go Boost Mobile? Should it go Google Fi? You know, what's the best take on it? How are things looking on either side? And it, you know, again, it really depends on your network connectivity in your area. Okay, that's the first thing I'm going to lead off with, okay? If AT&T is good in your area, like really good, and you do see that there is native Boost Mobile 5G connectivity in your area, obviously Boost Mobile is going to be the better pick, all right? If T-Mobile is dominant in your area and really good, then Google Fi is going to be your pick. And the reason why I always like to go off into that is because it doesn't matter if you get good promotional deals on Boost Mobile or good promotional deals on Google Fi. It doesn't matter, because what's the sense of having these promotional Kickstarter plans, right? These entry plans to join up. What's the point of having it if your phone is not going to work, right? If your services is not going to work, if you're not going to be able to, you know, make a phone call, send a text message, browse the internet. If you're not going to be able to do these things, then what's the point of having it, you know? So anyways, let me go ahead and share the screen. We'll get things started here. Getting notifications right now, so I do apologize for that. Anyways, so we'll take a look at Boost Mobile first and see what they're offering, okay? Boost Mobile right now has $15 a month for 3 months, right? So you try out their $25 plan, but for the first 3 months, you'll get it at $15. After that, it goes up to $25. I'll talk about the ins and outs of Boost Mobile a little bit later, so keep it locked here to get that insight from, what those in my Boost Mobile community on Facebook have been saying. Okay, so anyways, so you have this promotion right here, $15 a month for 3 months, then it's $25 a month. Now, the plan that this is pertaining to, it has to do with this plan, the $25 forever plan, right? This one is basically unlimited talk and text. You get 30 gigabytes of premium data, and then it's throttled for the rest of your bill cycle. And all this for $25, right? Fairly cheap plan. A fairly cheap plan, affordable plan. Pretty decent, okay? They do have other plan offerings like the Unlimited Plus, which is $50 a month, and it gives you 40 gigs of premium data, unlimited talk and text. You get $300 off, upgrading to a new device. There's hotspot capability, but that tethers off of your 40 gigs. You get a global talk and text. Monthly taxes are included in this plan, and it is available for postpaid services. So it could be prepaid, where you pay $50 a month before you use the services, or $50 a month after you use the services. But I'm gonna go on a whim and say that it becomes postpaid when you are leasing a device, or if your credit is good enough for it to be considered postpaid, then they will activate you as a postpaid customer, not prepaid. It is so weird. It is confusing, I know. And you got a $60 plan, which is the unlimited premium, $60 a month, unlimited talk, text, and data, but it's 50 gigabytes of premium data. You get North America Connect, so you can use your services in Canada and Mexico. Global talk and text, hotspot, which pulls from your 50 gigs, so it's tethered from that. And you can get up to $430 off device savings when upgrading to a new device. So these are the 3 plans that Boost Mobile has to offer, okay? A final promo that Boost Mobile has is 50% off your bill if you purchase an annual plan. Okay, so you have to purchase one of their 1-year plans to get 50% off, right? So if you go with basically this one, buy 6 months, get 6 months free. It's $300 for it. It's unlimited talk and text, no contract required. $300 for a full year of service, hotspot, global talk and text. Taxes are included, so it's $300 flat rate. 40 gigs of premium data a month, and then afterwards you pay basically $600. So it's $50 a month. So it's the Unlimited Plus plan. So this is a promotional plan. I think this one would be a good one for somebody who wants to pay just one time and not worry about a phone bill for an entire year. So that's actually pretty decent. But overall, those are the promotionals that Boost Mobile has going on right now. Now, stripping away the promotions, right? You have a $25, a $50, and a $60 plan that Boost Mobile is offering. Now, that's for one line of service. Let's stack that up against Google Fi and their 3 plans that they currently have, which is the Unlimited Essentials, Unlimited Standard, and Unlimited Premium. All right. So with Google Fi, aside from them having a flex plan, which allows you to kind of control your bill, we'll get into that a little bit later. But when you stack up Boost Mobile's $25 a month forever plan, it gives you 30 gigs of premium data, right? So in essence, comparing what Boost Mobile is offering right here, 30 gigs of premium data, $25 a month. When you compare that to Google Fi's Unlimited Essentials, Boost Mobile has the better offering. Unlimited Essentials is $35 a month, so it's $10 more. You're getting unlimited talk and text, and you're getting 30 gigs of high-speed data. Okay? Now, the only difference that even would make Google Fi Wireless comparable to Boost Mobile's $25 30 gig premium plan, it boils down to network connectivity. Again, like I said in the very beginning, if AT&T sucks in your area and your area does not have Boost 5G native connectivity, then yes, you'll be paying $10 less than Google Fi. But if T-Mobile is better than your area, then Google Fi is going to be the better option because of network connectivity. Paying $25 a month and not being able to use the services is not a good look when you're comparing it to Google Fi Unlimited Essentials, which is $35 a month, but the T-Mobile works good in your area. Then Unlimited Essentials is going to be the way to go. However, if AT&T is solid, let's say AT&T and T-Mobile is solid in your area, they're comparable, they're almost alike, then Boost Mobile is going to be the better option because it is $10 less than the Unlimited Essentials that Fi is offering. You get just a little bit more with it on the Boost Mobile side. So in that round, with the lowest plan options on either one of these providers, Boost Mobile is going to take the win on that one. Now it gets pretty interesting because now when you're going in on the Unlimited Plus versus the Unlimited Standard, right? So Boost Mobile's Unlimited Plus, $50 a month, taxes and fees included, and you're getting 40 gigs of premium data, unlimited talk and text, and then global talk and text. So you're able to use Boost Mobile's international services, which is not the greatest, right? It gives bare minimum usage outside of the United States. You go to Google Fi, Unlimited Standard gets you 50 gigs of high-speed data, okay? You get 25 gigs separate of the 50 gigs, so it doesn't pull from your 50 gigs. It is 25 gigs separate for high-speed hotspot tethering. So you can turn on hotspot on your device, connect your IoTs, connect the tablet, connect a secondary smartphone, and that has 25 gigs separately on its own, which is pretty giving. And then you got the 50 gigs of high-speed premium data. Okay. Data included in Canada and Mexico. No data-only SIM card options for Unlimited Standard, which I think they should offer that, but that's for a future time. Right now, I'm happy with the way that Fi even made changes to its plans. So, 50 gigs. In this case, I would say for what you're being offered for $50, Fi beats out Unlimited Plus on Boost. Okay, you're paying the same price, but you get 10 less gigs of premium data compared to Google Fi. You get 50 here, you get 40 on Boost. Boost does give you hotspot, but the hotspot pulls from the 40 gigs. So if you had hotspot on and you connected your laptop and your laptop used 40 gigabytes of data, then your smartphone line no longer has data to use. Okay, so if you were to try to allocate some of your premium data on Boost Mobile for hotspot, then let's say you did 10 gigs allocated, so you're only going to use 10 gigs of data for hotspot and the rest for your smartphone, right? Then that means that you're getting 30 gigs of premium data and you're using 10 gigs for hotspot. That's still not a good look. Now, the only saving grace that Boost Mobile has with its Unlimited Plus plan compared to Google Fi is that Boost Mobile is including taxes and fees. And I know some people would argue with me up and down till the sun sets that that's a better option because taxes and fees are included on the $50 plan. Okay, I get it. You just got to pay $50 and you feel good. You got that warm feeling in the below section. Good on you. But here's my thinking on this, right? And this is my thinking. This is subjective. You don't have to agree with me. You could say that Boost Mobile wins against Google Fi again because it's taxes and fees included. But I don't care paying $56, right? Or $55 or $54 because of taxes and fees to have a plan that gives me 50 gigs of premium data alone and then 25 gigs of hotspots separately, including Canada and Mexico, than to pay a flat rate of $50 and only get 40 gigabytes of premium data. And I would have to choose how I use that 40 gigs. If I use half on my phone, half from hotspot, 75% of it for my phone, 25% of it for hotspot, 10% for hotspot, 90% for, like, I love the fact that Google Fi gives you 50 gigs of premium data for your phone alone, and then a separate 25 gigs when you turn on hotspot and connect IoTs. So to me, the taxes and fees included doesn't, to me, it doesn't make Boost Mobile a better fit, in my opinion. But to each his own. Everyone has their own opinions, okay? Now, let's go on basically the unlimited premium versus unlimited premium. Let's do this, okay? It's $65 on Google Fi, and it is $60 on Boost Mobile. Like I said, on Boost Mobile, you get 50 gigs of premium data, global talk and text, North America Connect, monthly taxes included, up to $430 on device savings, right? Now, this seems pretty decent. Flip over to Google Fi, and yes, it's $5 more. It's $5 more than Boost Mobile. However, you get 100 gigabytes of high-speed data rather than 50 gigs on Boost. Right? You get full connectivity for select smartwatches, which I forgot, both the standard and the unlimited has that ability. You can connect a smartwatch on your plan. Data in Canada and in Mexico included. Now that's pretty nice. That is pretty nice right there. So you get international data in 200 plus destinations. So it just works, right? It's not like you only get 1 gig of international data. Like, the data works. It's just unlimited. It works. Some places, some countries, you may only have, 3G speed or LTE. Some places you'll have, full mid-band 5G. But there's no limitation on it. You're not limited to 2 gigs. You're not limited to 1 gig or 512 kilobytes, or not kilobytes, or megabytes. You're not limited. So you get the international usage, right? Connectivity for tablets and laptops. That means data-only SIM. You can get a physical data-only SIM, or you can activate a data-only eSIM, which is quicker. You don't have to wait for them to ship you a SIM card, scan the QR code, install the eSIM profile. It's data-only, and it pulls from your 100 gigs of data. So if you use the data-only SIM, it pulls from your 100 gigs of data. So you still have your 50 gigs of hotspot that you could use from your phone, and you could tether a device to that. Okay? 6 months of YouTube Premium on them, 100 gigabytes of storage with Google One. I think they should up that to the newer plan with the Gemini Advance, but that's just me. All right, and that's all that in this plan. That's $5 more than Boost Mobile's unlimited premium at $60. And even with taxes and fees, let's say it hikes it up to $70, right? $10 more than this. You're getting double the premium data. You're getting the ability to use data-only SIMs, whether it's physical or eSIM. You get 50 gigs of hotspot to tether to other IoTs. You get international usage that's not limited, other than what the country's infrastructure has to offer. You get usage in Canada and Mexico. To me, the Google Fi Unlimited Premium pretty much smashes the Boost Mobile Unlimited Premium. Okay, the only best benefit anyone could argue that Boost Mobile is better than Google Fi if the unlimited premium plans compared is taxes and fees are included on unlimited premium. But when you really kind of think about it, when you really put everything out in front of you of what you're getting from either one, you're getting more with Fi at a fair price than what you're getting with Boost Mobile with your taxes and fees included. So overall, Boost Mobile, in my opinion, only beats out Google Fi with the most affordable plan, which is the unlimited plan. That's the $25 a month forever. That plan versus Google Fi's unlimited essentials, which is $35 a month, and is giving nearly the same offering. And keep in mind, the $25 plan is not $25 flat. There is taxes and fees included, not included, but they're very small. There's not a lot of regulatory fees, right? Google Fi gets taxed by the US government on a lot of things. For those who don't know, if you don't know the reasons why Google Fi's taxes are much higher than Boost Mobile's, because like on Boost Mobile, when I was on the $25 plan here in my city in Phoenix, I was paying $26.52 a month. So my taxes and fees were $1.50 on top of the $25 I was paying them. Now Google Fi, it being a part of Google and a very big company, the U.S. government can tax the hell out of them. So when you look at Google Fi taxes on your bills, you will see things like, of course, you will see your state taxes, you will see your federal taxes, you will see the E911 regulatory fee. You will see different types of regulatory fees. You will see a fee that they charge for to allocate that money that they're charging you towards like the free government phone lines, right? Because postpaid carriers, that's what you guys are taxed on when you look on your taxes and stuff like that. That's what's in the taxes. Now, besides your federal and your state taxes, your sales taxes, your regulatory fees, one of the fees that they do charge you is a fee that they collect and give to fund the unlimited government assistant phone lines that people get. So, in all of it, my opinion, Google Fi beats out Boost Mobile 2 out of the 3 plans, right? Boost Mobile has a better low price offering with their unlimited plan versus the unlimited essentials. Okay. So that's the plans in a nutshell. That is the plans in a nutshell. But the overall thing that you do have to consider before any of those things, like I said in the very beginning, and I'm saying it again so people don't forget, the overall thing that you have to think about is who's got the better connection, AT&T or T-Mobile. Because if AT&T's got a better connection, Boost Mobile is going to be a better offering for you. If T-Mobile's got the better option, Google Fi, its mid and premium plan are going to be a better fit. You got to keep that in mind. Now is a chill time, right? I got half an hour to chill with you guys. Pretty cold in here. I got like my little mini AC going on. You guys comment in the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that would you guys go Boost Mobile? Would you guys go Google Fi? Sound off on that. Right now, I guess you could say like I'm an immature person. Like you could literally say I'm an immature person. I'm very immature. So in the beginning of the live stream, my wife called me out of the blue. Wasn't expecting a phone call from her, so she was just telling me like if we still needed like plumbers to come out and check and check the plumbing. Funny story I'll share with you guys, right? And I felt so bad for my son because my youngest son, he kind of cried and he was saying he was sorry. His sisters were kind of giving him crap, and I was trying to tell them to calm down, But like my son used the bathroom, and he uses a lot of TP, and so he ended up clogging the toilet, and it overflowed. And the water overflowed, and because I live in a townhouse, it's upstairs, downstairs. In the kitchen, water started draining from the ceiling. I was like, crap. I thought a plumbing pipe burst in my house. So I was like, oh my god, I grabbed my little portable AC thing here because it's also a dehumidifier. So I brought that inside. I put it in the dehumidifier mode. Had a bunch of fans blowing to dry the ceiling because I didn't want the ceiling to get damaged. And I was like, what was going on? So my son admitted that, he clogged the toilet and he was scared. He was trying to stop it from overflowing and everything like that. Oh, bless my son. Oh, then so we were all cleaning up downstairs. We were cleaning up, making sure things weren't water damaged, trying to dry the ceiling. We shut off the circuits to the kitchen so none of the electrical wiring inside the walls would get damaged because I don't know how far the water went. I go upstairs and this, you ever have one of those break your heart moments? I had one of those, right? So the door to my son's room is partially cracked, right? And the room is dark. He's sitting in his bed. I come by. I don't think he heard me. And he's sitting there and he's sobbing and he's talking to God. And then he's telling God that, he doesn't want to be a bad son and, all this other things. And I'm thinking to myself, whatever in his mind made him think that. So me being a curious dad, I just sat there and hey, what's up, Mike? Welcome in. If you want, you got to catch the replay for the Boost Mobile versus Google Fi part. Right now, I'm just in the chill podcast talk mode, so I'm just talking story now. But anyways, yeah. So I decided to be curious dad, and I'm listening in, and it broke my heart hearing my son say that. And so I open the door and I sit down with him, and I give him a big hug because I know he feels bad that the water from the upstairs bathroom flooded and got into the the ceiling over the kitchen, and water was coming out of the light fixture. That's how bad it was. And and so I was telling my son, everybody makes mistakes, it happens. Everybody makes mistakes. I was like, but you now know you can't use that much toilet paper just because you went number 2. So I was telling him, you do your business, flush the toilet, wipe with TP. I was teaching him how to do the wipe and fold, so that way you're not grabbing big wads and wiping and throwing it away. And I was telling him maybe 1 or 2 times, flush, right? Separate the load going down the toilet from the upstairs bathroom, so you less chances of it clogging. But I was telling him he should never feel like that he's bad. Everybody makes mistakes, and even I told him even I make mistakes, and I make mistakes even till today. Nobody's perfect, right? So, yeah, God bless him. But anyways. So that's why my wife was calling, was because she had the landlord, she had the plumbers on. They needed to know if it was a pipe burst. It wasn't a pipe burst because after shutting off the water supply to our townhouse for 4 hours, I turned on everything one by one to see if leaking started to happen again. And there's no leaking, so there's not a pipe burst. It's just the water overflow upstairs. But anyways, what that call was about in the beginning of the podcast was that. And then my wife was feeling bad, and I was, talking to her, trying to calm her down. So my wife is a customer service manager for a grocery chain. Okay, that's what I'll put. And so she's the big boss of the front end. She has all her people and staff and everything. So she just started her shift, right? Today she works from 9 to 4. There was a gentleman who was upset, a customer who was upset, who decided to start yelling at my wife because she's a manager. If he requests a manager, she talks to the customer to try to resolve any issues. And she said that a lot of other customers were gasping and they were baffled because the guy yelled at my wife, calling her names, calling her stupid, telling her to shut the fuck up. And then he got in my wife's face and he told her that she was a very shitty manager, that a man could do a better job than she can. And yeah, I can feel it in my blood boiling right now because whoever this guy is, I hope that life gives him 8 cans of shark shit. He can fucking drink bleach. I don't give a fuck. He could take a long walk off a short cliff. I don't care. The fact that he got in my wife's face and told her that a man could do a better job than what she can as a manager. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. That's pretty messed up, you know? Life has a way of navigating things, because I know if I was there and I saw that, I would have gotten in between them. I don't know if I would have hit the guy right then and there. Maybe I would have, walked his ass outside and hit his ass in the parking lot. I don't know. Bless my wife. She puts up with a lot. Trust me, customer service managers put up with a lot. We don't think so. We never think so, but they do. They absolutely do. So she cried on the phone for a little bit because she didn't want to cry in front of her front end. She didn't want to cry in front of customers. She went into her office. She had a moment. She broke down. I told her it's okay to cry. It's okay to let those emotions out, because that's really mean. That's really mean. That's really hurtful. What was said. And so I told her I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. I told her to take a moment and get herself, back together and finish the day. And I'm home. I'm waiting for her. Today I got a half day, so I start late and I'll finish early. Well, yeah, I'll finish early. A little early than what I usually finish for work, but I don't know what it is about people today. And I guess this story is tech related, because I don't know, why is it that we've lost our way to help people? Why is our first basic instinct to record it? Whip out your phone and record it and post it on social media. Like, do you really got to put my wife on social media to show that she was belittled by some jackass who has, women issues or whatever, right? I don't know, maybe he had mommy issues and that's why he don't like women. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, that's what I'm going to say, is that, he doesn't like pussy. I'm going to say that because, anyhow, I'm being juvenile. I'm picking on the guy. Fuck him. But rather than anyone stepping in and saying something, some people just pulled out their phones to record it. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people today? Why is everything I gotta get this for the gram? Fuck your Instagram and fuck your TikTok. Help somebody. I don't understand why that's such a missed thing today. Why people feel like that they can't. If I see you getting your ass whipped by somebody, it don't matter if you caused the fight or didn't cause the fight. But if I see you getting pummeled, I'm going to step in and help you. I'm going to push the other person off you. And I'm going to be in between to stop the fucking nonsense. I'm not going to whip my phone out and put you on my YouTube channel for views. I fucking don't understand humanity today. I don't understand it. Everyone's so quick to record, so quick to record, so quick to record. Why? And 9 times out of 10, they're not recording it so they can show the police when the police shows up to say who was doing what. I mean, how many times do I see somebody getting attacked, getting beat up in an altercation, and you always got 1 or 2 fuckheads that's like, World Star! World Star! Like, shut the fuck up, bro. I want to smack people. Or they're doing them fucking dumb. Like, one person will record World Star, another idiot will get on there and do those stupid little fucking Fortnite dances. Like, I just want to walk up and smack them. Why is it corny to people today to help somebody? I don't get it. I don't. Like, that's why it's in the best interest of those people that I'm here at home and I didn't decide to go to my wife's house, because I can work from where my wife works at. I can sit at Starbucks. I can have my laptop out. I can get to work from right there. But then that dude would have got fucking hit. The people that got their phones out and whatever, I would have grabbed their phone and fucking threw it. I don't care if I catch a charge for criminal property damage. I would have thrown their fucking phone and broke it. Besides me talking tech, one thing I'm going to start pushing on the channel is getting people back in touch with their human side, for them to have, to become, for humanity to become decent again. Don't fucking record people's misfortunes for personal gain like social media views. If you're recording it to show the police so the police have a better insight what's going on, fine. But help somebody in need. Don't let someone get beat up because you want to see someone get fucked up. Don't record with your phone. Don't use your phone to get a video footage of someone's misfortunes, man. That's not right. Yeah, everybody wants to talk about, political shit, right? And they want to blame each other. Liberals are bad. Conservatives are bad. You know what? People are bad. That's the real problem. It's not politics. It's not government point of views. People are bad today. People think that their shit has to be everybody else's shit. When I grew up, our personal problems was our personal problems, right? My misfortunes were my misfortunes. Because I dropped out of high school, I don't have the mentality where I feel like that people that have good paying jobs have to fucking pay me every month, that I should go to the government and collect welfare checks for myself when I'm able-bodied to work. I don't feel like that you should be supporting me because I dropped out of high school. No, I find my own way. It was my choice to drop out of high school. It was my choice to go to Job Corps in my 20s. It was my choice to get a GED and a high school diploma. It was my choice to do all these things. So if I dropped out of high school, why should you have to take care of me? Because you graduated from high school, because you went to college, because you went to you went and got yourself a good career. If I made bad choices, why do you have to take care of me? See, that's my mentality. You don't. I need to take care of me. If I made mistakes in my past, it's on me to correct those mistakes. Because even if you don't start off the right way, doesn't mean you can't finish the right way. It just may be a little harder and require a little more work. I have that mentality. So no, it's not politics that messes with people today. It's that today, for some reason, people have found it that their shit should be your shit. If they have misfortune, you're supposed to correct it. You're supposed to deal with it. You're supposed to alleviate it. And that's not how it works. If you choose a box full of shit, then that's what you got. You can't go and tell people to give you their box because your box is the box that has shit in it. No, you made that choice. You make your bed, you lay in it. And because that mentality has become accepted in society today, now the goalpost gets moved back even further. This is why you see things where like criminals can be considered the victims now. A guy breaks in the house. He attempted to R your daughter. He attempted to unalive members of your family. You shoot him, and it happens to take his life, and then people will protest, especially if he's of a minority ethnicity, and people will go and fucking protest for him. The criminal has now become the victim. Why? Because society today has changed its mentality. Their shit is now your shit. And so they've moved the goalpost back. What up, Steve? They moved the goalpost back further and further to now make it where a criminal can become the victim in a situation. And it's not. It's not. So the people who were filming my wife being told that she's stupid, being told to shut the fuck up, being told that a man could do her job better than her. First of all, to that guy, hopefully he gets gonorrhea or herpes and just has a terrible time for the next 6 months. Because honestly, I'll forgive him for being ignorant and stupid, but he's glad that I was not there. He's glad. And it's a good thing too, because I'm pretty sure that they would have probably fired my wife if I like slapped the dude around. What up, Jose? If I slapped that dude around, they would have fired my wife, because then they would have known, oh, that's her husband, yada yada yada, right? Like, I don't know what it is. And I don't know how insecure a guy has to be to scream at my wife because he asked for a manager. She's a manager. She was listening to his problems. Maybe there was something he wanted, and his didn't. I mean, I don't know how many times people go to my wife's job, and like bacon could be on sale for like $4.99, but it's a specific brand, and they grab the most expensive one, and they're like, "Why is it my bacon $4.99?" Because you grabbed the Bar S one, and that's $8.99, and the one that we have on sale is, you know, this brand. Oh no! You don't know what you're doing. You're fucking stupid. Like, my wife deals with it all the time. She's either not good enough because she's a woman in some guys' eyes, or because she's Mexican that she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing and needs to go back to where she's from, which is fucking funny because yes, she's Mexican, but she was born here in Phoenix. So if she's to go back to where she's from here, fucking idiots. Oh, I like the other one, right? Before, when my wife was on the plus side, people would just automatically assume that she was a lazy piece of shit because, she was on the plus size, right? Now that my wife lost a lot of weight, and is continuing on her journey for health and everything, now that doesn't come up. And see, that's the thing that's so fucked up about people. They're so superficial about things. Oh, you're a plus size girl, you're this. Or you're a skinny girl, you're this. Or like who fucking cares? Like, I've never understood that. I've had people who are no longer my friends question me in the past, right? They were like, they would question me why did I end up with who I ended up with, married who I married, and had children with who I had children with, right? One person no longer is my friend because they were like, yo, that's not your usual type you usually go for. And I made one thing very clear. My wife's personality is fucking amazing. I love her personality. You know what? And her personality is something new. It's something new that I was normally never dating in the past. And it ended up being the best blessing in my life because what I was always going after in the past wasn't working for me. Relationship-wise, wasn't working for me. It sucked. The women cared for me at one point, but had wandering eyes or had, stipulations to be in a relationship with them. It wasn't good. It would end up becoming toxic. The woman I'm with now, best decision I ever made in my life. When it comes to physical appearances, people can change. I mean, I changed. Short hair now. And my wife digs it. Oh my God, she was so excited that I cut my hair yesterday. Both me and my son cut our hair yesterday. And we both cut it short, so both my youngest son and I don't have long hair anymore. My wife is happy. She likes me with short hair. But the point of this is that when it comes to physical things, we can change. You can eat unhealthy and gain a lot of weight and become plus size. You can, go on a fitness regimen and try fasting and drop a lot of weight and become skinny. You could do whatever. People can change their physical appearances. You know what's harder to change than a physical appearance, to be honest? Honestly. I know some people have told me, like, they don't agree with me. Because, like, if someone is 450 pounds, it's not easy for them to get down to like 150 pounds. It's hard work losing weight, yes. But what's even harder than changing a physical appearance like weight loss is changing your behavioral habits. Because some people don't even know that they have a bad behavioral habit. They don't know. They don't see it because to them it's normal. It's not until that they see it happen to somebody else and then they realize that what they've been doing is bad. That's more harder to change than a physical appearance. And my wife's got a beautiful soul. She accepted me for who I am and supports me in all the things that I do. Okay? I know that there was somebody else who could have been with me and saw my YouTube and say, hey, you're not doing that good. Give it up. You don't have a shot at it. My wife supports me. Even if it looks bleak sometimes, my wife supports me in what I do. So when it comes down to physical, behavioral, all those things, right? Like the way that society is today, all that stuff, you know, I really feel like that people need to do some soul searching. Stop recording other people's misfortunes for social views and start helping people. And again, to the guy who literally yelled at my wife this morning and told her that a man could do her job better than her. Man, if you could wish misfortunes on somebody, I wish for that guy to get pregnant. I wish for him to get pregnant and to grow a belly and carry life for literally close to 10 months. Let's see it. Because there are things that women will forever be better than men at, right? I mean, if people get into these whole talks about women's sports and stuff like that and yada, 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 yes, men are built differently than women, okay? It's genetics, it's DNA. You can't get around that, okay? But there are things that women are better than men at. There are things that men are going to be better than women at. But when it comes to like jobs like being a customer service manager, it doesn't matter what the sex is. That guy can go fuck himself. You're trying to lose at least 20 pounds? 30 preferred? I know what you mean. I need to lose 20 more pounds. I need to really lose 20 more pounds. Right now, I kind of fell off track, so I gained about 3 pounds. So right now, I'm at 171 pounds. I want to get down to like 150. So, you know, still doing my hiking, still doing my workout with my wife. I think to get me over this last hurdle, I'm going to reintroduce the fasting that I was doing back in 2020. So I am probably going to start off small and do like a 18/6, right? 18 hours fast, 6 hours of feed, and then 18 hours of fasting, and gradually reduce it down to like, you know, 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours of eating, and then start to step into those real huge fasting points, like maybe, you know, 40 hours or 48 hours of fasting with a, you know, 5-hour refeed window, and maybe that will knock the extra 20 I went off pretty quickly. I mean, I'm not trying to lose it as quickly, like lose 20 pounds in 1 month, but I do want to lose 20 pounds by October. Yeah, I'm like 171, and my height, I am 5'4". Like literally. Let me step back a little bit. Yeah, I'm a short dude. I'm very short, and I still got a little bit of a gut. But I'm like 5'4", right? So 171 is not really a good weight for my height. What I do like, you know, what I do want to be is about 150 pounds. When I get to 150, I will do a live stream celebrating it. What about eating in small portions every 3 to 4 hours? It's a little bit different for me because I'm type 2 diabetic. So, you know, it would have the small portions would probably work out, but that would be like if I'm on a steady decline, right? The one thing that I know, because of the way that my body responds with food, the one thing that I know is like the fasting is like one of the better ways for me, and it really helps out too with my blood sugar. It helps out with my liver. It helps out with my kidneys, because I really have to be careful of those things. Yes, Sneed is the Hulk. So him being 195 pounds, that's like what, Sneed? That's like 194.5 pounds of muscle and like 0.5 of like body fat. I mean, we have, you know, on live streams, we don't call you the Hulk for no reason, dude. So yeah, 95 pounds of near solid muscle, dude. People like Johnny Somali will tell you They do it for the money, views, clout, subscribers. Oh yeah, people like John. I know who Johnny Somali is, and yeah, people like that are weird, right? Like even YouTubers like Jack Doherty, right? Would just go and get like it's just I find those videos, I don't find them entertaining. I find them stupid. You gotta love Sneed. You gotta love Sneed for that one. Probably 18 to 20% body fat. Sneed is being very modest. We're gonna hype you up, Sneed. Sneed is chiseled like a Greek god. I'll say that. Yeah, really. It's a balance of everything, right? Like when I do my hiking is like, for cardio, to get a good sweat going on. Eventually, like my wife was talking about it. My wife, she's really into it. My wife was telling me the other day that she was considering stepping up from hiking to rock climbing, right? Because we got some nice rock cliffs here in like Phoenix and going into Sedona and stuff. My wife was like, we should start doing rock climbing, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna go rock climbing now. So I told her, I was like, yeah, like I'm up for it. Start off small, gradually work our way up, to the whole thing. Like I'm not trying to click up with other rock climbing enthusiast groups. I just want to do things that my wife wants to do, as I know that her end goal for her is to get down between 130 and 137, right? My wife is 5'1". She's short. She wants to be between 130. So she still wants a little meat on her, but she wants to be, more toned. And, my wife will probably kill me, but I'm proud of her success. Right now, she is currently at 153. And in the beginning of her journey, she was at 220. And she's at 153 right now. And so, like, I take a lot of crap from my wife. Because, like, there's, like, times when she calls me on her lunch break at work. And she's snacking on Pringles. And I give her that look, and I'm like, do you really think that's a healthy option right now? Like, you could have gone for fruits, because they have, like, little fruit bowls. Gone for something high in protein. Because, like, she didn't cut out carbs. She's not an all-protein person, right? She still eats some carbs. It's just very minimal. And, like, her meals are very small. Like, there's, like, a small children's bowl. That's the size of her dinner plate. So in there, I could probably, when I make her dinner, I could probably, fit like about maybe 2 to 3 ounces of chicken, and maybe like a 1/4 cup of like something that's carbs, and a 1/4 cup of, veggies, right? Protein being the highest portion in that small children's bowl. And like she's so used to it right now. Like we go to restaurants, and the people at the restaurants they're so weird with us because they're like, we'll have lunch. Like one time we went to Chili's, and so like we ordered the fajita plate, the steak fajita plate, and then so the lady was like, my wife ordered that. She looks at me, she's like, what will you have? And I'm like, I'll have a glass of ice water and an additional plate. She's like, are you sure you don't want anything to eat? And then I'm like, no, me and my wife, this will be enough for us. We'll finish this and we'll be content. She didn't believe us. She comes back. My wife ate maybe like one fajita taco, and she ate like a 1/4 of the grilled bell peppers and onions because she loves those. And then she started to sneeze. My wife has a full cue. When she's full, she starts sneezing. And Elaine is like, you barely ate. And my wife explained to her, that like her full cues come and she stops eating. And that means that, she's full. Because we don't really know when we don't know when we're actually full. According to a nutritionist that I talked to, and she was telling me, when you're eating, your stomach could be full before the rest of your body, it catches up to the rest of your body that you are full from eating. And so that's why we have a much easier way of overeating. Appreciate it, Sneed. Yeah, it's amazing of her journey, and she's still going on it. And like, I'm just her sidekick. That's like, I could use the help. I could use the health change too, and so I'm doing it with her for support. And my oldest daughter is doing it for support with her mom. So yeah, she's got a lot of support with all of us. The kids love going hiking with her, and they love working out with her. But yeah, so when I found out, like, it made a lot of sense. It's easy for me to overeat when I was younger because my stomach would get full of food before my brain caught up to the fact that it was full. And so, yeah, my wife, she eats small portions, and people still till today, they're like, no, take an extra plate of food, or no, help yourself to some more. And my wife just has to explain to them, like, she's like, no, really, I'm full. The food was delicious. I'm full. So I'm just like, man, because I'm a big eater, but my thing is, like, I like steaks, chicken, and seafood. I'm a big seafood eater. I can knock out buckets of like mixed seafood, like shrimp, crayfish, blue crab, lobster tails. I can knock those things out. So like, yeah. Well, like last night I spoiled my wife, because she likes the way that I make steak. So for Mother's Day, I made her a feast. I made her a 6-ounce ribeye. Did all the work. Trust me, I was all in on it. I was motherfucking Chef Ramsay in that. I was in the kitchen with tilting the pan and fucking basting the steak with my mixture of like garlic butter and parsley seasoning, like in the butter. I was basting the steak. I was searing it off on all sides. So because if you don't know, to maintain a juicy steak, you need to sear all sides of the steak, the bottom, the top, and then the sides. You want to sear it off because then it locks in the juices. So when you finish it off in the oven, because my wife, she likes her steak mid-well. So I'll sear it, I'll fry it in a pan. I'll sear it, baste it with butter to keep it, juicy. And then I'll put it in an additional pan. I'll lay out the remaining butter juices on top of it and put it in the oven at 375. And I will bake it in the oven for about 15 minutes. And that gets it to a nice mid-well, and it's still juicy. Like, I'll take it out about 15 minutes, let it rest for another 5 minutes, and then I'll slice. Yeah, I watch Chef Ramsay on Facebook when he does live stream demos on how to cook things, man. So I was like, I did that for my wife. I made steak for everybody. They wanted baked potatoes. I wanted a baked sweet potato. So I made me half of a baked sweet potato. My kids wanted Alfredo pasta on the side, so I made an Alfredo pasta for them. And that was for dinner. And then for dessert, I made them strawberry shortcakes. My wife didn't want the cake part, so I cut up a bunch of strawberries in a bowl and then a little bit of light cream on it. And she just basically had strawberries and cream for dessert. That was her dessert. And my wife is really good at doing her stuff. And the reason why she didn't have the shortcake part of the cake is because she had half of a baked potato. So in her eyes, she already ate carbs. So dessert, she didn't want any carbs in her dessert. She just wanted a fruit. A little bit of sugar with the whipped cream. She was good. Me, for breakfast, after I'm done with this, for breakfast, I still got the other half of my steak and the other half of my sweet baked potato. Bro, Snake's been covering AT&T and all them on his channel. Is there like anything specific about the AT&T that you want Snake to cover? Like, let him know. If Snake's still in here, dude, post it right now so you can see it in the chat. Because I've been watching Sneak's videos, and he's been going on about T-Mobile and the changes that T-Mobile's been making. He's talked about Verizon. He's talked about AT&T. So, yeah. Be specific on what about AT&T you want him to tell us about. Yeah, so later on today, I'm actually going to be working on a video. I got the iPhone 10 set up and been using it since yesterday, so I'm going to make a small update video on the iPhone 10. For those people who are questioning, when I've been doing these videos lately of the smartphones that I'm like doing quick updates on, and you guys see, the little like there's like that little stand that has like, the incense holder, the 2 candles, the picture of my mom, and the mini statue of Buddha. Let me just tell you guys, that's every morning I get up and I pray. Yeah, I do my prayers in the morning, and I talk to my mom. That's the little stand-up setup that I have for my mom, and it's just for me to see my mom every day. It's in the videos because I think it's a nice little backdrop. It's different from your regular fake flower plant and purple, yellow accent lights or everything like that. But that's what it is. So if people want to know, like, what is that? It's just a thing that I made, for me to, pray and send my thoughts to my mom. And then it has a photo of my mom. So that's all that it is. No need to freak out. Yeah. No need to freak out. Anyways, yeah, I'm pretty much calling it a day. It's been an hour until live stream on this. I actually am planning on going live on Twitter after this, or X, sorry. Not Twitter, X. We're going live on X here in a little bit, just chilling and hanging out while doing some work in my office. So if you guys want to go over there, I don't know. Let me ask you guys this. Should I do X live streams, or should I start doing, what the hell is that thing called again? The thing that's like, X space. Like a Twitter space. Should I do those audio clubhouse type things, or should I just do a live? Sound off in the comments if you're watching. #replay crew if you're watching the replay. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you guys wanted to know about the Google Fi Boost Mobile comparison, catch the beginning of the live stream. I would say about 7 minutes into the live stream is when it starts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. Shout out to the channel members. Appreciate you guys for being a member of the channel. And if you guys would like to become a member of the channel for the additional perks, do so. Click that join button. Become a member today. Lots of more member-focused stuff coming now that I've taken shorts off my channel. And if you guys like shorts, there's a shorts channel separately from this you guys can subscribe to. But until then, I'll see you guys this Friday with the Friday End of Week podcast. Till then, aloha. I love you guys very much. Be cool and be safe out there.